Let's kick things off with a big picture question. Why do military museums matter in the modern world? I mean, it's easy to picture tanks and uniforms behind glass, but there's got to be more to it than that, right?
Absolutely. What fascinates me is that military museums serve as living vaults of national memory. They don't just preserve artifacts. They let us connect with our past, learn from it, and even challenge our perceptions of conflict and peace. For a lot of visitors, especially in places like South Africa, there's a real sense of personal or familial connection.
That's interesting, especially thinking about the South African Armour Museum. It's not just about showcasing vehicles, it's about telling stories that resonate. Do you think this personal connection is what keeps people coming?
You hit the nail on the head. Many visitors, particularly those with military backgrounds, come to reconnect with a part of their identity or history. But even for newcomers, these museums can spark curiosity. There's something universally appealing about exploring dramatic moments from the past.
Speaking of curiosity, I've always wondered what actually motivates someone to spend a Saturday afternoon wandering a military museum. Is it nostalgia, a love of history, or something more?
It's a blend, and the study we're discussing really captures that. For some, it's the sheer novelty getting to climb inside a tank or see rare artifacts up close. For others, there's a social pull. Maybe it's quality time with family or sharing the experience with fellow enthusiasts.
That makes sense. So you've got the push factors, like wanting a break from routine, and the pull factors, like a museum's unique exhibits. Were there any surprising findings about who visits and why?
One thing that stood out was the strong link to military backgrounds. The majority of visitors were older men who'd served in the armed forces. There's a sense of revisiting old experiences or even passing military stories down to younger generations. But interestingly, the museum's novelty still attracted people who weren't ex-military.
That actually reminds me of something I read in the study, this idea of life domains. Can you break down what that means? And how a simple visit to a museum might spill over into areas like social or emotional life?
Absolutely. Life domains are basically different slices of our life, like social connections, leisure, emotional health, and even family. When people visit places like the SA Armour Museum, the positive effects aren't just isolated to having a fun day out. They can ripple into how satisfied someone feels socially, emotionally, or even in their sense of personal growth.
So if someone has a great time at the museum, maybe they relax, learn something new, or bond with family, that good vibe can actually lift their overall mood or life satisfaction?
Exactly. The research found that positive experiences in leisure or social life at the museum predicted a boost in overall quality of life. It's a great example of how small moments of joy or connection can echo into bigger feelings of well-being.
It's pretty wild to think a museum outing could have a measurable impact on quality of life. What did the study reveal about this connection? Was it strong or more of a subtle effect?
The effect was actually significant. The researchers used structural equation modeling and found that travel motives, those reasons people choose to visit, feed directly into positive feelings across various life domains. Those positive feelings then spill over and lift a person's overall sense of life satisfaction. Negative experiences had a smaller, but still real, impact in the opposite direction.
So, if I'm hearing you right, it's not just about what you see at the museum, but how it fits into your life's bigger picture.
That's right. It's a feedback loop. Meaningful leisure activities, like museum visits, enrich our life domains, which in turn can make us feel more fulfilled overall. Museum management can use this insight to design experiences that create real, lasting value for visitors.
Funny you say that because the study also mentioned some practical recommendations. With most visitors being older men from military backgrounds, what could museums do to attract a wider crowd?
Great question. The study suggests a mix of targeted events, like public open days and seminars, along with efforts to reach out to younger audiences and people without military ties. Think digitizing exhibits, partnering with universities, or even launching educational campaigns that connect history to today's world.
I love that idea. It's about making military history accessible and relevant to everyone, not just the old guard, right?
Exactly. And by doing so, museums not only boost their own sustainability, but also ensure that these powerful stories and lessons are carried forward by the next generation.